just got back from getting a soda and then headed to the park. I finished my drink and quickly threw that slide. I got home and asked my mom if it was possible to travel to the future. I put on my pajamas and brushed my teeth. I left the faucet dripping in the sink after I was done because I didn't care. "Oleg, turn off the sink," said my mom. Why does everyone have to make such a big deal about energy sources, I thought. I walked to my warm, soft bed and put my head on my pillow. That night, my bed traveled to the future. I felt the ground and it was damp. "Why is it so wet?" I asked. A sad, dirty lady came up to me and said, "The high tides are flooding our land and infecting how we fish." She continued to explain that fishing has become very challenging on the islands because of the amount of water. Is there anything I can do to help?" I asked. "Yes, you can pick up the trash instead of throwing it on the ground," she said. "How do you know that I did that?" I asked. She replied, "Many moves that you make impact our lives because of global warming." This has to be a dream, I thought. Suddenly, I jumped into my bed. I could see the high tides coming. I quickly fell asleep with my head buried in my pillow. I woke back up to see that my bed had taken me to a field of flooded crops and flooded wells. A small, wet and dirty boy ran up to me and asked, "What are you doing here? You are all soaked. Why are you here?" I couldn't understand how I ended up surrounded by all these dead trees and broken lands. The boy said he was dirty because of all of the salt water in their fresh water that they use. I asked how the boy's land and home became destroyed. The boy exclaimed that the land has been damaged by high tides. "Do you mean rising sea levels?" I snapped back. "That is only one of our concerns," the boy expressed. "Well then, what can I do to help?" I said. "Come with me," the boy replied. The boy showed me where the seawalls have gotten knocked down around their crops and where the high tides were. I muttered to myself, the high tides must be very powerful to be able to knock down walls and destroy their crops. I get back in my bed and mumbled to myself again, "How do I fix this? I don't believe I did this." The sound of waves crashing against the walls take me into a faint sleep off and into the sea. I woke back up to find myself back in my room. I stopped to think about my experience and journey and what it was showing me. Finally, I feel that I need to pick up the garbage that I left at the slide. Before I left my house, I explained with my mom, the more litter, the more our environment will ruin the Kidbase Islands. That this action impacts global warming, I said. It is important that I throw away my garbage and recycle too. That night, as I fell asleep, everything that I imagined was clean crops and freshly planted trees. I got out of my bed and looked around and saw a man and a woman planting 2 trees side by side. It was beautiful. This is the real future that I want.